Good evening, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. I'm your host, the head librarian Chad, and today we're 2 weeks behind, but continuing the 19th campaign play-along of Silas Marsh solo against the Drowned City. You land at the top floor of the towering nave. Twisting stairs and catwalks circle the sprawling structure, revealing more levels below. The walls around you are covered in glowing alien glyphs, hundreds of thousands of symbols covering every surface. You wonder if the Great Archive might hold anything of valuable. Watch yourself, we're not the first one here, says Ruby. The jewel thief is bent over a prone human body lying in a pool of fresh blood. You're struck by their colorful patchwork cloak. A deep rumbling roar reverberates through the chamber. Ruby's expression turns grave. So I have everything set up, except I forgot to grab something. Yeah. Come on. Alien tablet again sounds lovely. All right, that's set aside, that's set aside. So I begin at the twisting catwalks. The overcast sky can be seen through holes in the ceiling above, casting dim light and dark shadows in the interlacing stone catwalks that make up the highest floor of this side of the tower. 3 shroud, 1 per investigator clues forced after an enemy at twisting catwalks deals damage and or horror to you. Choose and discard a card from your hand. Reaction after you defeat an enemy at this location. Discard the X top cards of the encounter deck, where X is that enemy's printed health, to draw 1 glyph card discarded by this effect. It connects to the Great Lift. 2 shroud, 1 per investigator clue. Cannot move. And is connected to the locations to the right and left and vice versa. Force when the last clue is discovered from this location, flip the Great Lift. Sure. Increase the flood level of each location at levels 1 and 2. Forgot to do that. All right. Okay. Agenda 1A, Flooded Archives. The massive tower promises enticing knowledge and forbidden truths. However, the imminent peril of navigating the ancient crumbling structure comes into sharp focus as a chunk of obsidian crashes down to the flooded depths below. For all of its grandeur, you are not safe here. Forced if your turns begin and your location is fully flooded, you struggle for air. If you don't get air at some point, suffer 5 direct damage, 6 doom to advance. Act 1A, Steps of the Giants. The halls and tall ceilings are divided into massive stacks, like the shelves of a library. There's so much you could learn here. Action, spend 1 per investigator clues. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, 8 cards instead if there's only 1 investigator. Draw a glyph card discarded by this effect. Then 1 at a time, draw each omen card discarded by this effect. Objective, after the Great Lift flips to its active side, immediately advance. I upgraded my deck 2 weeks ago. I don't remember what I added in. Just being honest. But I did count that I had the right XP in this deck. And then Ruby Standish is off to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to start. Timely Intervention, level 3. Another Timely Intervention, level 3. Look what I found, Siren Call and Track Shoes. So Siren Call automatically gets cycled for Alexei Saburov. Let's get rid of the 2 Timely Interventions. Well, I'm going to keep 1 of them. And then get another Look What I Found. Okay, sure. So I just need to get the last clue off of the Great Lift, and that's going to spawn the monster there. I don't have anything really helping me attack right now. So not ideal, but it is what it is. Let's gain a resource and then play Track Shoes and Alexei. Just keep it simple. So I'm at 5 agility, and when my turn begins, I get to heal a damage or horror off of Alexei. Okay. Enemy phase. Oh, and I've got a Hermes action if I want to use it. I'm fine staying here for now. Resource and a card. On the Brink, level 0. 1 of 6 Doom. I know I shuffled this yesterday when I was setting it up, I'm just going to give the encounter deck another quick shuffle. And which I will find... Oh, also, sorry. Timely Intervention, level 3. Commits for 3 wild. Max 1 committed per skill test. You may commit timely Intervention from your hand after revealing chaos tokens during a skill test you are providing. So it's like Lucky. Tortured Visions test will 3. This test gets +2 difficulty if I have 3 or fewer cards in hand. I currently don't. If I fail, take a direct horror and discard a card at random from my hand. Skull, -X. X the number of glyph cards in the victor display, which is 0. So if I commit Timely Intervention, I will pass even with the +2 difficulty. That's fine. I'd rather not take a direct horror if I don't have to. Let me just reset my dials. Come on. There we go. So let's move to the Great Lift, and then let's move over to the Crumbling Architecture on the far side. So, a Crumbling Architecture. The pathways wind and twist, making it impossible to navigate the crumbling structure. It would appear that the lift platform at the tower center is the only way up or down. 3 Shroud, 1 per Investigator clues. Reaction, when you discard 1 or more cards from the top of the encounter deck, take a direct horror, discard 3 additional cards from the top of the encounter deck. The Ring Library, Archive of the Ancients. So 1, 2, 3 to get back to the Great Lift. I do not want to discover that last clue right now, so I'm just going to gain a resource. Resource and a card. Hidden Shelter. 2 of 6 Doom, and we draw Drawn to Darkness. Put into play my threat area, limit once per investigator. My maximum hand size is reduced by 3. So my hand size is 5. Which is annoying, but fine. Let's investigate this location. No, let's gain a resource first. Spend 4 resources to get Ruby out. Oh, she takes up an ally slot. Never mind. So I'm at 3 resources. Let's investigate. I'm going to commit Look What I Found and On the Brink to be 3 up. Elder Sign. I will gladly commit a Timely Intervention to this, and I will also remove the On the Brink from the check because I don't need it. I do lose Look What I Found, but that's fine. So I get this 1 clue. Forced when the last clue is discovered, flip it. Great Lift is connected to the location of left and right. When you successfully investigate this location, instead of discovering clues, slide it up or down once. You may spend 1 per investigator clues to slide it up or down an additional time. However, we advance. Ancient gears unused for millennia grind to life with a gut-wrenching sound. The lift shudders erratically as a massive creature claws its way up through one of the holes in the floor. It appeared that this monstrosity resided on the underside of the lift, and you have awakened it. Spawn the set-aside Colossal Tyrant enemy at the Great Lift. Choose an investigator to test Agility 3. It's going to be me. I'm 2 up. -1. If I succeed, which I did, exhaust it. This gets us to Escape the Tower version 2. Your only hope is to find the relic if you can and get out before the entire tower crumbles around you. Action, if you're at the East Antechamber, you can resign. Action, spend 1 per investigator clues. Discard the top. It's the same text. Objective, if each surviving investigator has resigned, advance. Okay, Colossal Tyrant. Trapped in the tower, 6 health... 9 health, sorry. Gets +3 per investigator health. 9 health for 1 investigator? Jeez. 3 fight, 3 evade, massive, Monster Abomination Elite. Cannot move. Forced when the enemy phase ends if there are no investigators at its location. Deal 1 direct horror to each card with sanity at each adjacent location. Oh. Joy. We'll be here a while. So the first action was investigate this round. So punch, -1, punch, -1. 2 damage. We'll be here a while. Resource and a card. Do or die. If this skill test is successful, choose a survivor asset or event to my discard pile and add it to my hand. Neat. You wake back up. 3 of 6 doom, and we draw Ancient Vault. If this is drawn from the encounter, if this treachery is drawn from the encounter discard pile, attached to your location, otherwise discarded, and it gains surge. Oppressive Influence. Test Will X, where X is my location's printed shroud. If you fail, take 2 horror. I'm even. We're going to commit Do or Die to be 1 up. Tablet -2. If my location is flooded, reveal another token. It's not. I'm going to return Do or Die to my hand. And I take 2 horror, one of which goes on to me, and one of which will go on to Alexi, but he heals it immediately at the start of my turn. Let's attempt to evade the big boy. I'm 3 up. Committing... I don't need to commit Do or Die. I'm 2 up with Do or Die. You're not a stowaway enemy. 0. Great. You're evaded. Punch. Okay, there's 0 cards with the glyph in the victory display. And another skull. Great. Punch, punch. I mean, it's slow and steady, but I'll just be better about resource and a card. Glassing. Huh. Interesting. I do have to ditch a card because I'm at hand limit. Because I have -3 hand limits. Let's get rid of Hidden Shelter. I can't commit you to things, and I'm not going to be able to use you for a hot minute. At 5 resources. I think I gave myself a resource. I don't remember. If I didn't, oh well. 4 Doom. You're ready. And I find Crumbling Masonry. Test Agility X, where X is my location's printed shroud. Ooh, Elder Thing, -4. If this token is revealed during an attack or an evasion attempt, it's not. But if I did fail, which means I'm going to take a damage and another damage onto Alexi, he'll heal it at the start of my turn. Great. I'm going to spend 2 real fast. 1, 2, and play Glassing onto my location. Just for when an enemy enters here, I can get a free Investigate, which will let me move it. But speaking of evading, let's evade this guy. I'm 2 up. -2. Punch, punch. This is probably not the best use of my time, but it's what I can do. -1. Tablet -2. If your location is flooded, reveal another token. Oh no, what a timely intervention. He has taken 6 damage. Resource and a card. Overpower. Oh, he'll be handy in a minute. 5 of 6 Doom, and I draw a Pilgrim Acolyte. 2/2/2 humanoid cultist. After it attacks, place a Doom on it. Well, you're not what I wanted to see right now. But you're kind of what I wanted to see right now. Because after it attaches, I can get +1 skill value. So I can investigate this location without taking an action. I'm at 6/2. That's a tablet, which is a -2. I will move me down a level. That was kind of nice. I don't really care if you get Doom on you though, because we're at 5 of 6 Doom. So, action the first, we're going to overpower and punch the Colossal Tyrants. 3 up. tablet -2. I get to draw a card, which is an On the Brink. Commit the On the Brink for punch number 2. Okay, tablets are still -2, yep. And let's commit the last On the Brink. I really need you dead. -1. I'll return On the Brink since I haven't returned anything this round. You're dead! The Colossal Tyrant is dead from just sheer punching. Because that's what we do here. I'm going to take a damage onto Alexi when the Pilgrim attacks me. I'm not going to put Doom on it because it's going to clear in just a second. Anywho, resource sand, a card, Slippery. Well, you'll be nice in a minute. You'd have been really nice like 2 turns ago. Oh, not elite. Yeah, never mind. 6 of 6 Doom. As supernatural winds howl outside, the tower groans and sways like an ancient tree weathering a storm. You steady yourself against a pillar, hoping to wait out the tremor. Suddenly you feel the pillar loosen. Stepping away, you watch the intricately carved pillar tumble down to the bottom far below. You pause, waiting to hear a splash, but there is none. The water below has receded. The city continues to rise like a long-dead corpse from the sea depths. Decrease the flood level of each location. Done. Shuffle each omen and glyph encounter card in the discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, I think I've only seen this one. Yeah, I've only seen one. Haven't gone through the deck that fast. All right, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. So now we're on Agenda 2A, the Unstable Foundations. The tower groans as Riley continues to slowly ascend from the depths of the ocean. During the enemy phase, each location is considered to be connected to the location above and below it. That is really fun with Ruby, because Ruby has a fast, if there are no ready enemies at your location, exhaust her to move to a connecting location. You can do that during the enemy phase. Ha ha ha. After Great Lift moves, each investigator at the Great Lift must test Agility 2. Each investigator who fails takes a damage. Well, fine. At least we're not flooding anymore. And my encounter card is Tortured Visions. Test Will 3, gets +2 difficulty if my hand's low, which I think I'm at 4. I'm at 4. So I'm already 1 down on this check. Zero. I fail, so I take a direct horror. Ow. And discard a card at random from my hand, which is Slippery. Well, shucks. Punch the Pilgrim. Elder Sign. Gotta love the Elder Sign. I'm going to take that Timely Intervention because that's just useful. I want the Timely Intervention is just useful for everything. I want the Overpower for the card draw, but Timely Intervention is just useful. That's a -4. I'll let that ride. I'm going to commit the On the Brink to this last one. -3. I'm going to take back the On the Brink, but I will commit the Timely Intervention just to kill you and be done with you. And then last action, we'll move to the western column. Ring Library, Archive of the Suns. 2 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues. When you discover one or more, when you discard one or more cards from the top of the encounter deck, choose and discard 1 card from my hand to discard 2 additional cards from the encounter deck. As an action, I can move between passage locations. Okay. Resource and a card. Manual Dexterity. 6 resources. 1 of 8 Doom. Drawn to Darkness. Limit 1 per investigator. Doesn't tell me to surge, so Fizzle. Take it. There are 2 clues here. I'm at 2. Let's investigate. I'm even. Odds are I'm going to fail this. -3. Oh no, I failed this by 2 or fewer. Have a look what I found. 1, 2. I put Alex? Do I put Ruby out and boot Alexi just to get the free movement? Maybe. So, I can choose and discard a card from my hand to look at 2 additional cards. I don't really want to do that. My hand's kind of low. So what we're going to do is we're going to Hermes back to the Great Lift. And then, because I can do the action to search anywhere. Let's look at the eastern column. I found the Luminous Archives. 2 Shroud, 3 per investigator clues. Forced, when the investigation phase ends, if there are clues here, shuffle each glyph treachery attached to this location of the encounter deck. Double action, search the encounter discard pile for a glyph and draw it. That's nice, but I need to get all these clues. So, investigate, move. Investigate with do or die and on the... Ow. Just whapped my glasses onto my nose. Ah. I'm fine. It's just some glasses. 2 up. Skull, which is still a 0. I will return on the brink. I need do or die in there to get me back the look what I found. But that does give me a clue. So I'm at 4 clues now. Investigate, move, investigate. That's it for me. Resource and a card. Rough. The skill card, rough. 2... Yeah, because I can just use her to climb down if I put her out during the enemy phase. 2 of 8 doom. Court Keeper. It's the text on the treacheries that may be shuffled back in. So Court Keeper, Observer of Dreams. 4 health, 3 fight, 3 evade, monster, glyph, keeper, elite. If the investigators have translated 10 or more glyphs, I assure you I have not. I'm going to double check that, but I am pretty sure I have not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, does not gain Relentless. Force, when you defeat this enemy, discover this glyph. Victory 1. I mean, I guess I'll just beat you up. Like, it's not what I wanted to be doing with my turn, but I guess I'll just beat you up. First things first, manual dexterity to evade. I'm 7 up, or 7 to 3. Elder things are -4, so I succeed. And draw a card, which is Silas's Net. Not what I wanted, but it's fine. You're evaded, though, which is the important thing. Punch. I don't need Silas's Net, so we're going to punch committing Silas's Net. That's a +1. Great. We're going to punch committing on the brink. Elder Sign. I love Elder Signs. We're going to return on the brink because I don't need it. And then we're going to go ahead and grab myself that Timely Intervention and return that to my hand at the end of this thing. Man. Timely Intervention. I'm a little upset that I didn't put the level 0 version into this deck. I'm like, how often am I going to be doing those tests? How often is a +1 going to help me? Nah, the level 3 version, just amazing. Cool. I don't want to move, so I won't. Resource and a card. Slippery. I'm at 5 cards. I'm at hand limit now. 3 doom. I need to get moving. Pilgrim Acolyte. Not what I wanted right now. Punch. I'll commit on the brink. I needed it because that's -2. Punch, committing rough, which is +3 in total. 0. I'll return rough. I didn't need it. You're dead. I have learned dream. Translate glyph. Translate glyph. That one. It means dream. No, it means dreams. It's plural. Okay. This does mean that skulls are -1 now, because there is a glyph card in the victory display. I'm going to evade the Pilgrim Acolyte. I'm going to commit Slippery to be 4 up. That's a -2. Not only are you evaded, but you're super evaded. So punch, punch, evade. Part of me is like, maybe I should just focus on leaving. Like, I can farm here, but I don't know how much time I'm going to have, so I'm actually going to Hermes back to the Great Lift. I've got 4 clues. Worst case, I can, like, try to churn through things at the bottom. But, like, I haven't found my weapons. I haven't gotten extra damage. Like, I'm slow right now. I might get Ruby out just for the speed. That way I don't have to rely on the elevator, but it is what it is. Enemy phase, nothing. Resource and a card. Hidden Shelter. That's nice. 4 of 8 Doom. Yeah, I need to get going. Winged Keeper. I'm at the Great Lift. 3 health, 3 fight, 4 evade, Monster Keeper alert. Spawns at the highest location with no investigators. Oh. Not here. Preys on lowest agility, which is funnily enough me. When the enemy phase begins, if the enemy is ready and engaged, it moves to its praise location. So you're just going to start hurting me, and that is going to just suck. Okay. Let's keep on keeping on, then. I'm going to investigate my location. We're going to commit, look what I found, to this, to be 2 up. -1. Okay, we move. I'm actually just going to spend a clue right now to move down all the way to the bottom. After it moves... Do I have to test it twice? After it moves... So, reaction when you successfully investigate this location, which I did. Instead of discovering clues, slide it up or down once. You may spend 1 per investigator clues to slide it up or down an additional time. Sure. Forced after it moves, each investigator at the Great Lift must test agility. So is it every time it's phrased as I'm doing it an additional time, which makes me believe that it is a separate instance. So number 1, -4, that's a damage. That can go on to Alexi. And then the second time. Automatic fail here. Great. That'll go on me. Not sure that's how it's supposed to be interpreted, but that's what makes sense to me, and I Grim ruled it worst case. So that was the first action. Let's go to the West Antechamber. 3 Shroud, 1 per investigator clues. If I can find a clue die, there's 1. Fast, during your turn, investigators at this location spend 1 per investigator clues as a group to slide the Great Lift down once. I don't care. Actually, I'm going to have to put that second damage on Alexi. And kill him. And so I investigated, moved. I'm going to buy Ruby for 4, putting me at 3 resources. And then 1, 2, 3. So I can fast move back with her and then move to the East Antechamber. I forgot to read the back of the West Antechamber. The once grand archway that opened out to the streets of Raleigh has long since collapsed. Any hopes of exit dashed by the choking rubble. And in the back of the East Antechamber, the floor of this chamber is dominated by a large circular slab covered in intricate alien carvings. Walking on its surface feels distinctly different from the other parts of the tower. The slab may cover a passage leading deeper into the city. 3 Shroud, 1 per investigator clues. Fast, during your turn, we can spend... It's the same thing, where we can move the lift down. Okay. Ancient Altar. You cannot enter the Ancient Altar unless there are 3 or more glyph cards in the victor display. As additional cost to enter the Ancient Altar, investigators at the East Antechamber must spend 4 per investigator clues as a group. Well, shucks. That's probably not going to happen at this rate. Enemy phase, the Winged Keeper flies all the way down to the bottom and attacks me for damage and horror. That's going to go on to Ruby. Thanks, Ruby. Resource and a card. Sea Change Harpoon. Oh, you're nice. 5 Doom, and I draw Cosmic Omen. Test Will 3. If investigators have translated 10 or more glyphs, which I have not. If you fail, you must either shuffle 1 glyph card in play into the encounter deck or take a direct horror and discard a random card from my hand. Joy. I'm 1 down. Automatic okay, yeah, I was waiting to see how bad I failed by. Automatic failure. So I take a direct horror. Ow. That puts me at 3 of 5. And I must discard a card at random from my hand. Which is my Hidden Shelter. Maybe I just leave. I think maybe I just leave. This Winged Keeper is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm 2 horror away from death. Maybe I just leave. Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I've revealed 7 locations, which means no place like home is fine. So, 2, 3, 4. When you reveal a location, remove 1 discovery from... Oh, I've only actually revealed 6. The Great Lift doesn't count. Shoot, I need to stick around to do something. I'm going to attempt to evade the Winged Keeper. I'm 1 up. Skulls are -1. I succeeded. Great. We're going to spend 3 and get the Sea Change Harpoon out. 1, 2, 3. At which point I am then going to attack at 5. We're going to commit rough to this. +1. I'm going to return rough to my hand because I didn't need it. And we'll commit it again when I attack a second time. Skull. Great, you're dead. The important thing is I'm going to fast during the enemy phase up to the location above me that I have not revealed, which is another Luminous Archives. 3 Shroud, 2 per Investigator, clues. I just needed to reveal a location, so now I've officially revealed 7, so that I can not be penalized when I try to leave. It's also connected via passageway. Resource and a card. Hunter's Instinct. We're at 6 Doom. I could stay here. Excuse me a minute. I could stay here a minute. Pilgrim Leader, 3/3/3, humanoid cultist aloof. Spawn at any location empty if able. While it is ready, each other cultist enemy gets +2 fight and gains Hunter. And Relentless. Oh, so now the Pilgrim Acolyte hunts. Annoying, but fine. There are no glyphs in the encounter discard pile at the moment. Let's spend a clue to discard the top 8 cards of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And omens are bad. Glyphs are good. There's an omen. There's a glyph. That's it. I found another Cosmic Omen. So draw 1 glyph card discarded by this effect, then 1 at a time draw each omen card. So let's just do the Cosmic Omen real quick. I'm 1 down. 0. I will timely intervention this to save myself the horror and the loss of card. So that's gone. And then Ancient Vault. If this treachery is drawn, nope, otherwise, draw 1 glyph card. If it is drawn from the discard pile, which it is attached to my location. Action, test strength 3. If you succeed, record Cthulhu under that symbol. Okay, so testing strength. 1 up. X is still -1. Sorry, skulls are still -1. I've learned what the word Cthulhu means. because I'm a special boy. Cthulhu. Cthulhu! And you go in the victor's place. Calls are now -2. I'm going to get hit for a damage. That's not really so bad. But I can also fast during the enemy phase, make it down to the east antechamber, because that's really not so bad. What are the odds that I'm going to be lucky again? I need to move this turn because I won't have the chance to move again next turn. So, oh shoot. Shoot, I need to figure out when the timing window is in the enemy phase. Because I could have just lost. Yay. Timing. Free trigger windows? Timing and gameplay. Appendix 2. Thank you. Oh, no. There are no revealed passageways that I can get to. I just lost. So enemy phase begins. Hunter enemies move. So it moves down to my location because during the enemy phase, each location is considered to be connected to the location above and below it. That's fine. It engages me. And then I have a free trigger window that I can make it to the east antechamber. But then it attacks me, and when it attacks me, it gets a doom, which puts me at 7, which means I die because I doom out. Dang it. Oh no, the tower shudders as Raleigh of Raleigh continues to ascend. Ancient symbols on the floor. On the court walls flash with blinding bright intensity. In your momentary blindness, you catch glimpses of blasphemous hulking shapes of ancient creatures on what looks like a familiar black sanded beach. An emerald sun reflects an oily black water of distant alien shore. Each fiber of your being screams in protest as the sheer volume of history within the tower surges into your pitifully small mind all at once. Before you know it, you collapse onto the stone floor and slip into a dark and relentless slumber. Each surviving investigator who is not resigned is defeated and suffers a mental trauma. All because I needed to, yeah, I got greedy, but I also really wanted to get my tasks forward. I'm just upset that that's how this all turned out. Because I couldn't have really done anything. Yeah, where I am at, there's nothing I could have done, really. I could have moved to the ring library, but that puts me up a level. But that still means I can't get that out in time. So I was defeated, mental trauma, which is always the best thing on Silas. Mark of progress. Is the shard under control? Nope. Didn't even find it. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X value of each card in the victor display, which is 3? Which is enough for a charisma. Yeah, I think I'm going to get charisma so I can have 2 allies out at once. Which next is the Grand Fault. Hooray. Oh, that was bad. I mean, again, there's just nothing I could have done. I went up, when Doom was 5, I went up to Luminous Archives with I'll have plenty of time to get back down, because the Pilgrim Leader wasn't out yet. So I went up there, got my No Place Like Home triggered like I wanted it to, but then it just so happens that the cultist that I wasn't worried about, became worrisome. And as cool as I think Ruby Standish is in this scenario, her movement enabled me, but also hurt me. But that's just what it is. Arkham's gonna Arkham. If anybody wants to get in contact with me about anything, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around as Head Librarian Chad. Thanks for listening.